Hi everyone, welcome to this week of ME 272. I'm going to be going over a brief introduction to geometric tolerances today. This is going to cover a lot of new terminology, so don't worry about any new symbols or words that you don't know because you'll figure them out soon enough. This is just to give you a broad overview so you're familiar with what you'll be seeing in coming weeks. So if you think about tolerances, you've learned about tolerances before in ME 172. You learned that a tolerance gives you the size range that is allowed for a part. Now, geometric tolerances are different than your traditional tolerances, and they're used for a different reason. As you can guess from the name, geometric tolerances deal with a geometric feature of a part rather than just a size dimension. And this is done so that parts will mate properly, because if certain features are not within certain limits, then you won't be able to get shafts to fit into holes or other mating conditions to occur when you're putting parts together. So here's just a chart showing you 14 of the basic geometric tolerancing symbols. They're all grouped by their type. There are 5 different types, and a lot of these are self-explanatory. You'll learn all of them in coming weeks and understand what they all mean. I'm sure there are a few that you don't recognize or haven't heard of before. But these are all included on the drawing for different reasons. And so this is the symbols, and I'm going to show you how they're used on a drawing. This is what's called a feature control frame. That's where you find your geometric tolerances. This is the language that's used to indicate what you mean by your tolerance. So each of these sections has a specific purpose. On the left here is the symbol for the geometric tolerance. This is one of the ones you just saw on the previous page. It's the type of tolerance you're using. And next to it is the value for the tolerance, because there needs to be some sort of numerical value for it to be within. This letter right next to it is what's called a modifier. There's not always one of these, but this indicates a certain condition. We'll talk about this more in detail, but it indicates how much material there is, and there are a few different modifiers that you can put here that we'll discuss in coming weeks. For now, just know that's where it's put. The last symbol is called the datum. Now, thinking back to 172, you used datums in SOLIDWORKS as reference frames, whether it was a line or a plane or a point. And in a drawing, it's the same idea. A datum is where you reference your geometric tolerance from. So the datum is the precise location that you assume to be exact, and then you reference all your tolerances from that. Now, often the location of your datum will tell the manufacturer where to put fixtures of the part, where to measure from. So these are a really important thing to select. And so you know here that this geometric tolerance will correspond to datum A in the drawing. To show where the datum is, you use what's called this datum identifier. And so anywhere on the drawing where you see that special triangle and the box with a letter in it, you know that's a datum. And so that's where your geometric tolerance is being referenced from. So this is an example of a drawing with some geometric tolerances on it. Look at this and see how many you can identify. If you need to go back and check that chart of the symbols and their meanings, that can help you. But look and see how some have modifiers and some don't. They use different datums. Some don't have a datum. This is just an example of how we'll be using these eventually in your parts as you create drawings this semester.